Because typically the first excuse is, Sam, I don't have time to do the things I want to do. And I want to tell you, there's time if you want there to be time, but you have to prioritize discomfort, because that's what we're actually saying when we say we want to get something done. No one wants to do the work. That's not what we want. You don't want to write a book. You want to walk into a room and have people clap, right? That's what we want. So we all do that with our goals, right? I'm going to write a book. I'm going to start this podcast. I'm going to start this event. And we already are attached to it. It's already part of who we are. And so we're afraid of losing that, of what that might mean. So therein lies the rub. When a scientist mixes two elements, they might think A is going to happen, but when B happens, they don't say, I'm a failure. What an idiot. No, B happened. And then you move forward. The problem with us as humans is that we predicted the tides and the seasons and the crops, and we think we can predict our own lives. What's that A to B you can own? And that's where we start thinking about places to safely fail. How can we own a specific verb, stripping it all the way down, and own that verb for a small amount of time? Because that's how you get things done, right? Doing something for a period of time. When I was 19, I asked my grandfather what his best advice was. And he said, live an interesting life. No one wants to talk to an old man with no stories to tell. Because by rule, every car has to have a 1-liter engine or smaller. Adding insult to idiocy, she was a standard car with the steering wheel on the right, so we had to change gears with our left hand. On top of that, for most of the trip, we'd be on the right-hand side of the road, which is the wrong side of the road to be on when your steering wheel's on the right-hand side of your car. When you experience the world one tire rotation at a time, you're forced to abandon the broad social brushstrokes of they to reveal the pointillism of us. We were sticking out like a polar bear in a tomato factory when all of a sudden, Manat pulls up in his car and says, house. Only 31 days bathed in planned grit does anyone voluntarily follow someone who says, house. And I'm not talking about time and money. I'm just talking about a hello and a smile. I'm talking about connecting on the things that make us, us. Who would you be if you gave 2 random compliments a day? Planned grit has taught me that you don't have to change the world. You just have to change the moment.